Okay, so this is the reason I didn't do my coffee video early this morning like I was planning to. Because when Jackson woke up this morning, his eyes were all puffy. He almost couldn't open them. So off to the vet we go. He's better now. We had an injection and we got tablets and we good. Hey, we good. Mwah. Um, yeah, so wake up and I had a meeting to get to at 7:30 and get to the vet because I think they open at 7. They open at 7:30. So it's not too far from here. So I'm now contemplating, do I go home first, drop him, go to the meeting, come and fetch him? But I think, fuck, he can't see. Maybe he walks into something. I start writing John, guy I had to meet, a message. And then, as luck would have it, Jason, who is one of the vets, walks past because he lives next door, being the vet, knocks on the window, what's wrong? I know this, that, oh, cool, sorts it out, and I went. So this is cool. Jay, you're a legend. Went to the meeting, just came back. What is the worst sound in the world? Just take a moment. What is the worst sound in the world? Because when I walked into home, that's what I walked into. Are you thinking about it? Fucking vacuum cleaner? That shit pierces your soul. There is nothing worse than the sound of a vacuum cleaner. Like, it hurts me even to talk about it. That's how bad it is. Fuck, it's bad. Anyway, it stopped now, which is a good thing. Yesterday was amazing. I did a coffee meeting yesterday, myself and some of the guys and Krista went to a place called the Cirque. They're a circus and performing like training facility. And we did some content there. We got involved. We kind of spoke about the clothing brand that they have, those hoodies I wear. And it was insane. The respect I have for those people, like silk, those two like pieces of material where you climb up and you do stuff. There is straps where you spin and everything. We did some cool stuff, but it was tiring. Brand new respect, but hell of a lot of fun. We shot a bucket load of content. So as soon as we got that sorted out, we'll start getting that out. What else? Yesterday, then, afterwards, we had a couple of beers, and Johan came here for a whiskey. Dankos came across some great discussions. It's nice after a creative day to sit down, have a drink, and just let your mind go because it goes to good places. I had a lot of fun in this conversation. What else, hey? I don't know, a lot of work to do now, downloading content. I've got podcasts, about 4 of them to intro for the guys that have been sending me some nice stuff. I've got to do that out. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else there was. I had some cool stuff I wanted to talk to you about when I was driving, but now it's gone. I'm thinking. Now, while we're thinking, question of the day for the comments down here, in the comments, what is the worst sound in the world to you? What is the worst sound in the world? Vacuum cleaner, no doubt. What else? Slept okay, I think. Can't really remember, so that must be okay. I didn't. I was going to train this morning. Lucky I didn't because Jackson had his eye thing. So I'm going to train this afternoon. Getting a haircut this afternoon, which is kind of needed. I think it's a bit puffy. And then one of the interviews I'm starting with this afternoon. So the podcast, the guys are sending me through the content. So they host an episode. I'll just present. No, I host and they present. I had to Google what the difference is. I host, they present, right? So they're sending me a lot of content, and which runs off. I've been starting to line up people for interviews on the podcast. So Charlotte Nicholson, she's a young wildlife photographer out of Durban, South Africa. And she's been engaging with the wildlife stuff for quite some time. We're going to have a conversation on the podcast just as a young photographer, what it's like. I mean, who do you look to? Because when I grew up as a photographer, I didn't grow up as a photographer. When I started, you couldn't find information. It was virtually impossible to find information. Now, someone in her shoes, the info is everywhere. But how do you listen to the right voices? How do you deal with criticism? What do you want to do? Can she, as a young photographer, see conservation issues and so on and so forth? So, looking forward to that. I'll have that probably live by tomorrow. So make sure to check the podcast. And then some pretty cool guests lined up over the next few weeks. If you know of anybody, let me know. What else? There's this. Quite a few people tagged me in. What's this leopard's name? Hukumuri something. I'm butchering it, but Hukumuri something. This leopard died. It's not the point. Very sad and all. But the way that people get upset about when certain animals die because they have a name. We had a thing once, way back. We wrote a blog out of the Wild office, maybe 5 years ago. And there was a coalition of 3 male lions somewhere in the Sabi Sands, right? And these lions featured in the post, and the name of them, I don't know, let's say it wasn't, but the Majigolons. There was a lady from the US who wrote in, and she commented on the blog, and then she emailed to say that those are not the Majigolons, they are the Katembas or whatever. And it's like, okay, sorry. And then it's like, fuck, whatever, it's a lion. And then she came at us after that. We, as a company who deal with wildlife and conservation, we should know, hello, Louis, we should know and respect these cats more to know their names. Louis doesn't have puffy eyes. He just looks like this. Hey, Louis. And she went off at us like, you should know the names of the animals, this, that. It's like, have you ever been on safari? No, she hasn't, but she fucking runs the Facebook page for these lions. The ones that we were supposed to name, but we didn't name. I don't know so much, hey. The reason some of these lions and leopards and things get named is it's different in some reserves. Sometimes they name like a leopard in the area where he or she is first found, like the white dam female. Other times, like in Madikwe, if you as a guide are the first person to find the cubs, you get to name them. I can name them, I don't know, Tom and Gerry if I want. I won't, but I could. It's just some people get so carried away. Like that, and some elephants get names, like the big tuskers and stuff. Like Traquan was a big guy in Madikwe years ago. So if that elephant who doesn't have a name gets injured, it's nature, take its course. If this one that has a name, oh my God, let's save him immediately. I don't know. I've never been a fan of these naming of animals, but people, and they all have Facebook pages with more followers than all of you put together. I get that it's like an in for people, and it helps them to relate and to want to tell the stories, and that's a good thing. But we just got to keep a little bit of common sense about this thing, I think. Slow down on the naming thing. It's just a lion at the end of the day. Probably some of you are probably thinking, "Oh, what? He's so insensitive and whatnot." It is just a lion, guys. Yes, there's things like Scar in the Mara who gets a name because his eye all fucked up. It's like a Scar thing. And it's an easy way to ask for a specific individual. But still, people lose their shit when you post Scar. Scar! Exclamation! All the hearts, all the emojis. He's cool to photograph, but yeah, I don't know. We get attached to these animals, especially if you work in a place. Now that's different. I think if you as a guide work in a place and you see a lion or a leopard from baby, you find them all the way through. Yes. But I don't know. Anyway, maybe a discussion for a standalone video. I don't know. Nothing really else to report, I think. Yeah. I'm going to get to work on these podcasts now. It's literally just intro, save, graphic, WhatsApp to the guys. And then I will chat to you guys tomorrow. Look forward to sharing some of the content we did yesterday. And we've got some really cool Wednesday outings coming up. We'll share all of them on the stories, which is fun. Anyway, guys, wherever in the world you are, wait. So again, question of the day. What is the most horrible, terrible, disgusting sound in the world? Tell me below. My name is Gerry. That's Louis. I'm from Walt and I. Bye.